Hello and welcome to Seder Soul Sailing. Missed a video yesterday. I was doing stuff. I've been doing sailor stuff the last few days. And, I guess having some fun, to be honest with you. uh, uh, I missed you. I don't know. Not trying to weasel. Not trying to squeeze a "you miss me" out of you, but I did. I do enjoy these conversations with y'all. Uh, I enjoy getting feedback, and even when I get people saying, "You look like lumberjack," or "you gay," whatever. Uh, I guess there's no age limit. I do say these are not for children, but whatever. I'll take what I can get. Um, so if you're watching this, please subscribe, like, or dislike. I mean, if you've got a problem with it, just dislike it. I had one person unsubscribe the other day, which was unusual. Um, but anyway, so I was thinking yesterday I was going to do a video about what's going on in Germany, and it is freaking nuts. But that's going to have to wait because I get up this morning, I'm looking at the situation in the EU, see what kind of tomfoolery the clown car is up to today. And first thing I see, the first thing I see is Trump invades Venezuela and arrests Maduro and his wife and is taking him to an undisclosed location. Oh, that's interesting. Um, and hey, a bunch of you are watching, so like I said, if you get a moment and a free finger, give that little like button a push. Um, yeah, so that was not what I expected, to be honest with you. So I decided to make that today's tarot card reading. A little bit late today because I was doing fun sailor stuff again today. But it's good to see some of you are watching. That's nice. Thank you for spending your Saturday evening with me. Um, the This was quite the situation though, because Venezuela Venezuela is fucked up. I mean, it has been fucked up for a long time. It's probably always been fucked up. It isn't like it isn't like we're gonna return it to the good old days of the Banana Republic. Where the Dole Company was putting children to work and working them to death out in the fruit farms. Um, so I mean, Latin America has a long way up that it can go, and getting rid of. I mean, I had a friend. Her father was a medical. He was a doctor, and he was a professor at this university in Caracas, Venezuela, and they were quite wealthy. She was a bit, privileged, you might say, but what happened to them when Chavez took over? What happened to their university? What happened to their city? What happened to their world? It was insane. It reminded me, the one thing I've read that's closest to Venezuela in history is China under Chairman Mao. And I think they're still kind of fucked up in China from Chairman Mao. I mean, they've done a pretty good job of earning a few bucks peddling shit, around the world. And they do make some good products. But so they've made some progress, no doubt. But China's a mess too. The whole world's a mess. Let's not flatter ourselves to think that we're not a mess too. But in the case of Venezuela, I genuinely concerned, and I have been for many years, about the disruption that the diminishment of the Constitution, and it's gotten like worse under every president. It People don't realize it, but Obama did a lot more infringing on the Constitution of the United States than Bush did, and Bush did plenty, and Clinton did plenty. They all did, but and I don't know where Trump stands on it, but here's the thing: it was kind of gutted by the time he took office, last year. It really was. So that's a problem. This is something we got to take very seriously. But as far as going and taking out that shitbird Maduro in Venezuela, I love Latin America. It's my favorite place in the world. I've lived in Latin America most of the last 5 or 6 years. And I love the people, but the governments are really, 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 really bad. I mean, they're horrible. There is no good government anywhere in Latin America. Not saying that there's, I mean, Europe is its own kind of clusterfuckery government-wise, and the United States has its own clusterfuckery government-wise, and I certainly wouldn't want to live in the CCP, under Chinese Communist Party. But Latin America is a special kind of fucked up, and that's because they don't, at best, the governments of Latin America have an uneasy truce with the drug cartels, the criminal cartels. And Machiavelli said that a defining characteristic of a nation state is the monopoly on the use of violence. Very few Latin American countries have had a monopoly on the use of violence. I don't think any of them have, because they've had like a duopoly where the drug cartels control some stuff. High. And 67. And the governments they got an uneasy truce, and that's the best case scenario. I think in a place like Venezuela, I think it hasn't been an uneasy truce. I think what's his name? Pablo Escobar in Colombia was running for office at one point. If Pablo Escobar had actually taken control of Colombia, I think he would have had a pretty good idea of what Venezuela is like right now. So, yeah, we got problems with the respect of the rule of law and all this stuff, and it's legitimate concerns. But when it comes to these criminals, fuck them. I'm wouldn't be feeling bad if Maduro is the bride of cell block B in Guantanamo Bay right now. I mean, it's so anyway, let's take a reading of what's going to happen in Venezuela, because the people of Venezuela are just utterly beautiful, amazing people, and they've had these, the reason that they got shitbirds for, one of the primary reasons that all Latin American governments are scum, absolutely scum that should be strung up from the fucking trees, is because most of them have been put into place by letter agencies and NSA and CIA and Mossad, and we know this. I mean, we busted Ollie North, stepped on his own dick, funding the Iran Contras, and funding Middle East terrorism to pay for it. I mean. So it isn't like we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. Things are fucked up, and but let's hope. Okay, let's hope that getting rid of this Maduro shitbird was a good thing, and let's hope that our letter agencies don't put some freaking scumbag in charge, some puppet. we'll see what happens. We got to keep an eye on that. But let's see what the cards have to say about this. Is Venezuela going to actually be run by the people of Venezuela, or are the letter agencies going to put in some freaking puppet shitbird of their own, some shitbird they can control? Hey, a lot of you are watching this. If you get a chance, hit likes. Let's put some thumbs up there. Venezuela is a nice country. Yeah, it's gorgeous. My egg. I'm Clark. Claire. He is down Maduro. Um, yeah, my egg. Okay. Got that's it. Okay, that's cool. But yeah. Venezuela is a beautiful country. The people of Venezuela are beautiful people, and they deserve to get their country out of control of drug cartels. All of Latin America. I mean, if they went in and mowed down every motherfucking cartel son of a bitch and just shot him in the back of the head, it probably wouldn't be morally the thing to do. It probably would have some legal issues. But I think the people of Latin America would sure be a hell of a lot better off without those scum. So let's hope. Let's see what the cards have to say. Uh, yeah. I don't know if it's, it's part of the reason I bought a boat instead of a house in Latin America. Because as much as I love it, as much as I absolutely adore and worship the part of the world, it's beautiful with the most wonderful people. I just am not comfortable being tied to any one place in this part of the world because I want to be able to hoist up anchor, maybe get a Zarpe if I have to, or just get the hell out of Dodge if I have to. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I could just hoist up anchor and sail back to the U.S. and get a Zarpe there and go somewhere else, Um, so, but I have friends who have lived through revolutions and death squads, right and left wing. The people say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm left wing, I'm a communist, I'm a socialist, I'm a capitalist, I'm right wing, I'm conservative." But you know what? Hitler was, I guess, considered a fascist. I think we can safely say that. I don't know what and Stalin was a communist. Pretty sure of it. Uh, so, and the number of people each one killed is in dispute. Some of the numbers don't add up. But I think we can safely say that both of them killed a shit ton of people, right? I mean, I think that's pretty. That I would bet money on. Whether it's 2 million or 200 million, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the people that got killed wouldn't have been any happier if the party they agreed with had killed them than if the party they disagreed with had killed them. Like, you'd be a communist, a socialist, and if you get killed by Stalin, you're still dead. You could be a fascist, a tyrant, and you get killed by Hitler or Mussolini, you're still dead. I mean, dead is dead. It doesn't care which wing of the corrupt bird killed you, right? So let's see what the cards have to say about this. So this is the signifier, the Wheel of Fortune. And and this is sort of a compassionate earth birth, earth beginning. And maybe the Wheel of Fortune is like the Big Lebowski, the Sam Elliott, I think, or whoever was the cowboy. He said, "Sometimes you eat the bar, and sometimes the bar eats you." That's what the Wheel of Fortune is. So somebody's going to get eaten by the bar, and the bar's going to eat somebody. Somebody's going to eat the bar. And this tells me that the overall situation is a birth of prosperity. And the gateway, this is the gateway to get there. And this is like joy from the past. And Venezuela is a beautiful country with incredible, intelligent, beautiful people. And they do have past joy. There was a lot of prosperity in Venezuela at one time. A lot of tourists visiting America from Venezuela. And here's the root card is the King of Swords. And who knows? Maybe that's Trump invading. And here's the present moment, and that is the merchant setting his ship out to sail. I can't help but think that somehow, some way, shape, or form, this was a message to China. There's a lot of speculation that China is behind a lot of the drugs that are coming into the U.S. from places like Venezuela, the fentanyl and shit. I've been in the drug culture since the 70s, since the 1970s, since I was a kid. I mean, I've known a lot of drug addicts in my life. I've had a lot of dear friends that have been drug addicts. I never knew anybody who died of overdose until just not that many years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, when all this goddamn fentanyl started coming in from Latin America. And this is, so it's serious business. And here is the psychological future, and that's the star. I think and here is the future, and that's the devil, and that's temptation. So this is interesting. So here's the fears. The fears, they're trying to hang on to something. Somebody's trying to hang on to something. Maybe it's the drug cartels are trying to hang on to power. This is the astrological energy, and it's kind of the horny energy, and I can see that. Gotta say, I'm quite fond of Venezuelan people, and there's some passionate people. And here's desires. They want to leave some loose ends. They don't want to finish up the business they got to do. So maybe, and here's the final outcome. That's the Queen of Swords. So that is, they're going to make a decision, but it's going to be a balanced, based on compassion decision. And this modifies their fears. That's more compassion, love coming home to roost. And this modifies the astrological energy. So they need to use that energy they have going to make a leap forward and just follow their passion and just take a chance. And they need to finish what they're got to do. This modifies the Seven of Swords and the desires. They need to finish what they start. They absolutely need to finish what they start, because they're going to. This is whether they eat the bear or the bear eats them. To be honest, is because they've got to finish what they start to get a victory, and this is the final outcome. This is firm, strong, masculine energy being exercised. So, I would say from this reading, overall things really look good, especially for the people of Venezuela. I think they might get their country back. I watched movies like Oliver Stone's Salvador and all this stuff, but now I look at the different countries in Latin America, and in some ways, some some countries that have gotten into bed deeply with the United States are actually doing all right. Like El Salvador is a beautiful place right now. Panama is a beautiful place, um, and there many ways they're thriving. And in both countries use U.S. dollars. So what do we get here? Uh, Cake for breakfast day. Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah. I actually I just ate some raisins and for dessert, and I had to go brush my teeth because I had chunks of raisin in my teeth. Hopefully, I got rid of them. Um, so if the people of Venezuela, they need to look to their past to find a past joy, and that's going to bring them into the future. And they're going to be, the people of Venezuela could be like, they could be, Venezuela could be kind of like Italy was in the 1960s, just this beautiful, sexy, swinging, cool place. And I hope it is. And they've got the potential for that. They really do. This reading says they've got very much the potential for that. But there's a warning here. Two warnings. It's kind of one and the same. They need to finish what they start. They can't leave loose ends. They need to complete this process that they're starting right now. And they need to not succumb to the temptations. Because, I mean, historically, what would happen is vulture capitalists would move in when there's chaos. It's like when the U.S. installed the Shah of Iran. I always say Iran, like Iran's so far away. The Shah of Iran, and what did that lead to? That led to the shitbird cleric, the shitbird theocracy that they have, that hopefully they're going to get rid of. The people of Iran really want to get rid of their shitbird mullahs and fucking ayatollahs and shit. They really do. I think the people of Venezuela would like to get rid of their low rent, ass backwards pseudo commie bastards like Maduro and Chavez. Um, but they could be tempted. They could be very much tempted by money, they could be tempted to go down the same path that led to where they're at now. So they have to stand up for that, and they have to make a firm decision. They have to exercise that decision. They have to follow through on it and carry it out. That might mean, I don't know if they have like capital punishment, but they might have to get rid of a few motherfuckers. Apparently Trump is more than willing to help them in that process. But they do that, and they're going to come into real power where they can make use of their absolute stardom as a people, as a country, as a nation. This is, I think, a very, very hopeful reading for the people of Venezuela. And again, please give this a like if you like it, or even seriously, give it a thumbs down, right? Write what you think. If you think I'm full of shit, which I have been once or twice, I won't lie to you. I have been wrong at least once or twice today, probably, and not just in all of my years. Victoria and I have done some empirical research on this. And I am like wrong 9 out of 10 times when her and I disagree on something. And we've got the data to back that up. So if you think I'm full of shit, tell me, please. If you tell me something like, if you just use complete sentences. So if you say something like, "You gay, you look like lumberjack," please just use complete sentences. Put together you sir look like you might identify as non-binary. How about that? Anyway, I don't identify as anything. I kind of identify as a person who can be wrong and a person who can be an asshole. which I try not to identify that, but I've done both of those two activities enough that I can't dismiss them outright as mathematical improbabilities. You guys are having a great weekend. Thank you for watching on Saturday night. It's been nice having you all here, and thanks for the likes. I really I appreciate it. Um, have a great Sunday. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to do. I promised. I got a lot of Canadian friends, and I promised to do some readings of Canada, but the shit birds in the clown car running the EU just won't give me a break. I mean, I could have done 3 videos today and yesterday on just the buggery going on in the EU ruling council, the Politburo. So, and the shit's getting so real in the EU and Germany specifically. I think tomorrow, unless there's like unless something new, traumatic, and drastic happens, I'm probably gonna have to do Germany tomorrow. So Canada, I'll have to wait till next week. I apologize to all my friends that I've been telling I would do a reading on Canada. Hope. Why don't you guys get a hold of? You're like a part of the Commonwealth, aren't you? Why don't you get a hold of your cousins in Europe, like in like Starmer and his buddies, and say, could you guys just not fuck something up completely 1 or 2 days this week so we can do a reading on Canada? Um, Love you all, and thanks for watching, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I certainly am. Bye.